Welcome to Movox Range. This isn't just stories, this is survival. I challenge you, watch till the end. The film opens with Andy searching for something. Behind him, a boy stands there, quiet, unsettling, cutting fruit with a knife in a strangely unnatural way, then slowly bringing the knife to his mouth, as if he's eating it too. The moment feels wrong, deeply disturbing. The air turns heavy, tense, almost suffocating. The blade is cutting into his mouth. You can see it. Andy freezes, panic rising fast. He rushes forward and pulls the knife out of the boy's mouth, his hands trembling, unsure how to stop something that makes no sense. Desperate, Andy tries to take him outside, to get help, to get him to a hospital. But the boy resists, violently, stubbornly. Somehow, Andy drags him out of the house, only to stop. A white circle surrounds the house. The boy cannot cross it. The moment he tries, his condition worsens. His body begins to shake uncontrollably, like something else is inside him, struggling to break free. Andy watches, terrified, unable to understand what he's seeing. And then, the scene shifts. 1 week earlier, Andy's father dies mysteriously in the shower. The loss is sudden, unsettling, and it leaves Andy shaken, emotionally fractured. Andy and his sister Piper both have poor eyesight. They're adopted by a woman named Laura, a woman already raising a silent boy, the same one from before. Laura once had a daughter, blind. She drowned in the house's swimming pool. Since then, something in the house feels off, quiet, but not peaceful. Still, but filled with something hidden. Andy feels the weight of everything he's heard, but more than grief, something about Laura unsettles him. In the smallest details, something feels wrong, and then, it crosses a line. Laura introduces them to her dead dog, its body preserved, untouched by time. The sight is unnatural, disturbing enough to make Andy's fear turn into suspicion. Later, they move toward the back of the house, and there, inside the empty swimming pool, stands a child wearing only pants. He's holding a cat too tightly. The animal cries out in pain, its desperate sounds echoing in the silence. Laura rushes in and takes the cat away, and then, the boy, Oliver, slowly turns toward Andy. The look in his eyes is cold, intense, enough to make Andy step back without even realizing it. Later, Piper asks what Oliver looks like. Laura smiles, and lies. She describes him as a sweet boy with curly hair, but the truth is nothing like that. Then Laura begins measuring all of them, their height, their bodies. It feels strange, unnecessary, wrong. Eventually, she gives Piper her daughter's old room, and Andy the one next to it. Everything feels arranged, like it's leading somewhere. Slowly, quietly, something once is happy enough. The terrible relief of her is forgiveness. When Andy talks to his friends, it doesn't feel private. It feels like the walls themselves are listening. There's a constant sense that Laura is always nearby, always hearing more than she should. Even when Andy tries to ignore her and gets up to grab something, she takes his phone, just like that, and starts reading his messages. It crosses a boundary, something personal, invaded. Anger builds up, and Andy finally snaps, telling her not to touch his things again, but the tension doesn't fade. That night, Laura takes Oliver downstairs. She plays a video, something old, something ritualistic. She makes him watch it, and the same thing happens the next day. This time, she takes him to an outdoor storage room. Andy notices, and the unease grows deeper. That same morning, Andy wakes up, and his bed is wet. Confusion hits him. This isn't something he does. He goes to the bathroom, turns on the shower. The sound of water falling, it brings everything back. His father, the way he died. Fear returns, sharp and sudden. Days later, their father's funeral takes place, but neither Andy nor Piper feels the kind of grief people expect. Their father used to hurt them, often, and in a strange way, his death brought silence, a kind of peace, but underneath it, there's still fear, and something empty that refuses to go away. Laura forces Andy to kiss his father's head as a final goodbye, but Andy doesn't move. He holds himself back because there's nothing left inside him for his father. After the funeral, Laura quietly cuts a lock of his father's hair. On the way home, she notices both Andy and Piper, heavy, silent, so she says it calmly, almost casually. Let's go home and celebrate. After death, peace should be celebrated. The words feel wrong, twisted in a way Andy can't ignore. Otherwise, she says, grief will consume them, and somehow they go along with it. That night, they throw a party. Music, laughter, movement filling the empty spaces. They dance, they drink, the noise covering something deeper. Piper eventually falls asleep, but Laura and Andy stay, and slowly, the conversation turns real. Laura opens up. Since her daughter died, her mind hasn't been the same. She admits it quietly. She would do anything just to hear someone call her mom again. Andy listens, then speaks. His father hurt him for years, so when he died, there was no grief, only silence, relief, freedom. In that moment, both of them sit there, exposed, two people carrying pain that never really left. After everything, Andy falls asleep, and that's when Laura does something deeply unsettling. Quietly, she fills a container with her urine and pours it onto Andy's bed. The next morning, he wakes up and it's wet again. Confusion turns into worry. Why is this happening? Why every day? When he goes downstairs to wash his clothes, Laura acts like she knows nothing, like it's not her. Instead, she and Piper laugh it off, turning it into a joke, while Andy stands there, embarrassed. He just wants to clean himself, to feel normal, but every time he enters the bathroom, he sees his father's face, still watching. The trauma hits him again and again, until even simple things feel unbearable. So he avoids the bathroom completely. Instead, he bathes outside, under the garden tap. Cold water, open air, anything but that room. And then he notices presses it. From a window across the garden, Oliver is watching him, silent, still, just staring. Suddenly, a fly passes by. Oliver catches it, crushes it, and eats it. Andy freezes. Something about this isn't normal. Maybe he's hungry, Andy thinks, trying to make sense of it. So he takes Oliver to the kitchen, cuts some fruit for him. A simple act of care that's about to lead somewhere much darker. Oliver holds the knife in a strange, careless way. It starts cutting into his hand, but he doesn't react. Andy notices, but doesn't think much of it. Maybe it's just another one of his habits. He turns away, reaching for more food from the back cabinet, and then Oliver starts eating, not just the fruit, but the knife itself. The metal cuts into his mouth, drawing blood. The same horrifying moment from the beginning, happening again. Panicked, Andy rushes in, pulls the knife from his hand and mouth, then quickly tries to get him out to a hospital. But outside, the white circle stops him. Oliver can't cross it. The moment he tries, his condition collapses. His body shakes violently, something clearly wrong. And then Laura arrives, right on time. She shoves Andy back, furious, telling him he made a huge mistake by taking Oliver outside. It feels like something unseen exists beyond that circle. Something dangerous waiting. Laura takes Oliver down to a basement room, pulls out a ritual video, and begins performing it on him. Upstairs, Andy notices the knife covered in blood, and the fear inside him deepens. Later, when he tries to check on Oliver, Laura steps out and stops him. Her voice is sharp, controlled. He has no right to enter that room or take Oliver anywhere. She says she's the one taking care of him, no one else. And now, Andy knows for sure, something in this house isn't just wrong, it's dangerous. We're also shown how Laura takes care of him. She draws circles on his head, whispering under her breath like a chant. It's clear, this isn't care, it's something else, something ritualistic, dangerous. Laura is performing dark magic on him, and that night, she takes the lock of Andy's father's hair, the one she cut earlier, and places it inside Oliver's mouth, quietly, deliberately. Meanwhile, Andy is still trying to deal with his fear. He walks into the bathroom, turns on the shower, but the sound hits him again. Everything from his father's death, rushing back all at once. The water isn't just water anymore, it's a memory, one he can't escape. Within moments, he collapses, and when he wakes up, he's in a hospital. Panic grips him. Even the doctors struggle to calm him down. Eventually, they sedate him, forcing his body into stillness. When he wakes again, Laura is there, sitting beside him. She brings him a bottle of perfume, tells him to use it, says it'll make him feel fresh. But Andy doesn't focus on that. Instead, he looks at her, serious. He asks for a promise that she will never let Piper go out in the rain. Lately, these thoughts won't leave him. A strange fear that if Piper steps into the rain, she'll die. Something inside him knows there's danger coming closer. When they return home, Laura ignores Andy's warning and takes Piper outside, straight into the rain. It feels intentional, like she wants to push his fear even further. They play in the rain, laughing, and in that moment, Laura sees her daughter in Piper. The resemblance hits her deeply, enough to blur the lines. She gives Piper her daughter's clothes, then softly asks, "Do you want to stay with me forever? Do you want to call me Mom?" She explains, in 3 months, Andy will turn 18. He can legally take custody, but she wants the choice to be Piper's. Her voice is gentle, filled with hope, yet beneath it, something else lingers, a need, a quiet selfishness. Piper answers. She chooses Andy, and for a brief moment, Laura's face tightens with anger, but she hides it quickly. She smiles, speaks sweetly, says everything will be as Piper wants. Then she takes her to a strange room, opens a freezer, and asks her to touch what's inside. There's only one thing in there, a human body, her daughter's body, preserved in the cold, hidden, waiting. Days later, Andy recovers and returns home. But now, the truth feels closer than ever, and far more terrifying. When Andy comes back, his eyes fall on Piper's shoes. Wet mud clings to them, and just like that, his suspicion starts turning into certainty. Laura ignored him. She took Piper out in the rain anyway. The doubt grows stronger. Something is very wrong. That night, Laura begins the ritual again. The same quiet movements, the same chants. Her finger traces circles on Oliver's head, while a video of the ritual plays in front of her. And then, something changes. Oliver's eyes turn completely red. Not human anymore, like something else has entered him. The air shifts, darker, heavier. After finishing, Laura returns to her room and sprays the same perfume on herself, the one she gave Andy. Then she walks into Piper's room and suddenly hits her hard in the eye. She runs, leaving no trace behind. The next morning, Andy sees Piper's soul and eye. Panic rises instantly. He asks her, "Who did this to you?" Piper can't see, so she relies on something else, a smell. And now, the truth is about to surface. The danger closer than ever. She smells both of them carefully, then says that Andy did this to me. The scent she noticed last night, it's coming from him now. It's a setup, planned, precise. Piper has no idea. She doesn't see the truth behind it. This was Laura's plan all along, to turn Piper against Andy, to make her choose to stay. Laura pushes further, telling Piper to believe that Andy is becoming like their father, just like him. The same cruelty, the same pain. And slowly, she plants that fear inside her, turning her against him. She says it gently, that no matter what happens, Piper shouldn't go with Andy. Even if he turns 18, even if he tries, she'll keep her with her. Laura keeps accusing him, and Andy listens, but his focus drifts. Outside the window, Oliver is bathing. Something feels off. There's something on his head, something unnatural. Andy pulls out his phone, starts recording. His breath slowing, eyes locked, and then he sees it. Horns growing from Oliver's head. Not human anymore. Something else entirely. A demon. This is it. The proof. Now Andy finally has something real. Something that can expose everything. Laura suddenly turns on him, hitting him hard and snatching his phone away. Andy reacts instantly, lunging at her, trying to break free. The situation spirals out of control. Everything feels chaotic, unstable. He starts throwing punches, but stops himself. Instead, his fists slam into the wall, over and over. He can't bring himself to hit her. Even now, Piper hears it all. Just the sound. sounds, and in her mind, it becomes something else. She believes Andy hurt Laura, that he crossed a line. Anger rises in her voice, and just like that, a crack forms between them. Hearing his own sister turn against him, Andy walks away, quietly broken. He goes straight to the council head, the one who placed them with Laura. This time, he wants the truth out. Inside the office, he notices something, a missing child's photo. The face looks exactly like Oliver, the same boy. Andy steps forward, tells them everything, that Laura kidnapped him, that she's performing rituals on him, but the woman doesn't believe him, not yet. So Andy insists, come with me, see it yourself. Back at the house, Oliver has changed completely. His stomach is swollen, unnatural. He moves wildly, like a starving animal. He tears through the house, the kitchen, everything in sight, eating anything he finds. Destruction everywhere, nothing untouched. And when Laura comes near, he grabs her, bites into her. Even she isn't safe anymore, not from him. Fear hits Laura instantly. She pulls herself free and locks herself inside her room. Outside, Oliver keeps eating, sitting at a wooden table, tearing into food like something not human. Whatever he was before, it's gone now. Inside, Laura wraps her injured hand, trying to steady herself. Then she looks up. Oliver is standing outside her window, still watching. She starts chanting, moving her finger in slow circles on the glass, whispering the same words again and again. And slowly, something shifts. Oliver calms down, as if he's back under her control. She opens the door, takes him away, leading him into a hidden room. Meanwhile, Andy calls Piper, urgent, desperate. He wants to tell her everything, to warn her, to save her. But the call is answered by Laura, not Piper. In that moment, she understands. Andy is coming back with someone else. Her truth is about to be exposed, and she knows it. So she moves fast, cleaning everything. Every trace of chaos gone. Every sign of Oliver's destruction erased. The house returns to normal, as if nothing ever happened. She prepares herself perfectly, ready to look innocent. By the time Andy and the woman arrive, Laura looks freshly bathed, calm, composed. She greets them normally, like nothing is wrong. The act is flawless, too flawless. While they talk, Andy slips downstairs into the storage room, and what he sees freezes him. Oliver is there, eating the raw body of a dead child, slowly, brutally. Andy screams, loud enough to shake the silence. The woman rushes toward the sound, but Laura steps in, trying to stop her, saying it's nothing, that she'll check herself. But now, the doubt is too strong. The woman pushes past and sees everything, the truth, undeniable. In that moment, she believes Andy completely. She turns to leave, to call the police, to end this. But before they can escape, Laura comes from behind in her car and crashes straight into them, full force. The woman dies instantly. Right there, Andy survives, barely, his body broken, barely moving. Laura doesn't hesitate, not even for a second. She drags him, forces his face into water, holding him down until he stops breathing. And just like that, Andy is gone. Upstairs, Piper wakes up, unaware, but not for long. The story takes a darker turn, one with no mercy left. Piper begins searching the house, calling for Andy. Fear grows with every step. Something feels wrong, deeply wrong. Then Oliver appears in front of her, silent, unmoving. She reaches out, trying to recognize him by touch, hoping it's Andy. But before she can understand, Laura steps in, asking calmly, what are you doing here? Her voice steady, controlled. Piper doesn't answer softly this time. Her anger finally breaks through. You lied to me. Oliver isn't what you said. He doesn't have curly hair. There's no hair at all. And his face feels wrong. Where is my brother? Tell me. Laura grabs her, silently, starts pulling her toward her room. And in that moment, Piper understands. She's in danger. Real danger. Panic takes over. She breaks free, runs, locks herself inside the bathroom, breathing fast, heart racing, and then something hits her leg, sharp, sudden. She drops down, reaching out. Her hands touch a body, cold, still, not moving. Slowly, she feels the face, her fingers brushing against something familiar. Braces, metal. It's Andy, her brother. The truth crashes down on her. Laura isn't who she pretended to be. Something is terribly wrong with her. Something dangerous. Piper sits there, frozen, unable to understand why. Only one thing is clear now. This nightmare is real. In that moment, Laura unlocks the bathroom door, using her keys. She knows they've learned everything, so she stops pretending. No more lies. She tells Piper the truth, all of it. She says she contacted a demon, one that promised to bring her daughter back, but it needed something in return, an innocent soul, and she found that in Piper. That's why she brought them here, to kill her and bring her daughter back. The words hit hard. Piper freezes, terrified. Then suddenly, she grabs a glass nearby, attacks Laura, and runs. Fear turns into survival. She has to get out, but before she can escape, a table crashes in front of her. She stumbles, falls, and everything goes dark. Laura walks in calmly, lifts her unconscious body, and carries her outside, to the swimming pool behind the house. Rain has filled it with water, deep, cold. She lowers Piper into it, leaving her to drown. But the moment Piper goes under, she wakes up. Panic explodes inside her. She struggles, fights, gasping, begging for her life. This is it, the final fight between life and death. But Laura doesn't stop. She's determined to kill her. And then, Piper says it. Mom, please let me go. The word hits something deep. Laura freezes. That one word is everything she's been waiting to hear. Her expression changes. Something soft breaks through. The mother inside her wakes up, and she pulls Piper out of the water. She wraps her in her sweater, trying to keep her warm. For a moment, it feels over, like Piper survived. But then, Oliver appears. He grabs her, hungry, violent, out of control. He tries to eat her. Right there, Piper fights back, kicking, pushing, refusing to give up. She breaks free, sends him crashing away. He falls hard, and something inside him starts failing. Blood spills from his mouth, his body shaking in pain. And in that agony, he crosses the white circle, the line Laura had drawn around the house. The moment he steps beyond it, he becomes normal again, completely. Meanwhile, Piper runs as fast as she can, and suddenly, she stumbles into the road. A car stops. A man inside rushes to help her. He saves her, pulls her away from danger. Soon Soon after, the police arrive, taking control of everything. Oliver is rescued, and for the first time, there's a way out. In the end, the truth comes out. Laura drowned in the swimming pool with her daughter. She chose it to end everything together. Her story closes with a tragic, haunting end, because in the end, she realized too late some things should never be brought back. Tell me honestly, even after watching the ending, do you really feel like it's over? Or somewhere deep down, does it feel like something is still left unfinished? But maybe the real story hasn't even begun yet, that something is still out there, waiting. And that's exactly why, if you don't want to miss stories that stay in your head, then subscribe to Movox Range right now, because here, the story doesn't end.